Anyways, for those of you who don't know, Streamlit is basically a framework in Python where you can make very straightforward web applications. David, you actually introduced that to me when I was getting ready for a DevFlows demo. So thank you for that.
And Richmond actually brings up a good point, because I just released a blog post about developing clinical applications and prototyping them in Streamlit. But that is part of the challenge, is sometimes when you are developing a Streamlit app, you need it to access resources using environmental variables that you're not committing as part of a repo. And using DevSpaces really would get around that issue, because you can inject them right into the DevSpace for your other collaborators to work on.
And it's funny how the configuration kind of grows on you. Like, right when you start any application, you're like, okay, you need one API key. But then, like, wait a minute. Well, I do want to differentiate dev versus prod and test. And so, okay, that's another variable. And then, oh, well, actually, I have dev and I've got a sandbox environment on one of the other APIs I just started using. And before you know it, you've got like 10 environment variables. And it's easy to think, okay, I can manage this all in a bash script or a couple of bash scripts. Then it quickly, you get these kind of indeterminate states. Like, wait a minute, I'm using the production cache, but the test database. That's, you don't want to be doing that.
Or I just needed to update my one of those credentials, and now how do I communicate that across a broad team?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, okay, I guess, Richmond, okay, back to you. How has it been in terms of portability? Do you have that iPad with you? Or are you actually on it?
I am. I'm actually using it for this call right now.
Okay, I wanted to see if you could use it as a prop. Okay, but there you go. So you haven't had to lug your laptop around.
Well, I do have that Bluetooth keyboard, so
we were just having a healthy debate about it. It's nearing that time where having a fairly robust Chromebook or an iPad, you can still get into a CPU or GPU based infrastructure and code, all without having to carry a lot of that weight around with you in a beefy laptop. So it's exciting times.
It is interesting. I think one of the perks of employment that people would want is, okay, I want my employer to buy me this awesome laptop, right? The idea that you'd want some, really powerful MacBook, but you really don't need it. It's a bit of a liability to have this heavy and expensive computer when really you really just need a good monitor and a good keyboard and do the compute somewhere else.
And that liability really goes beyond just the loss of a, these days, maybe a $3,000 or $5,000 M1 laptop. It really goes beyond that, in the sense that if you have JAMP and you're enforcing via policy hard drive encryption, that's one thing, but you still have developers out there with sensitive data or PHI data for your clients and customers out there to potentially be in the hands of someone else in the event of a theft or a loss. A DevSpaces negates that, in the sense that no developer actually has local sourced copies of the data.